And welcome to the Postmodern Art Podcast, the podcast dedicated to giving artists who are wowing the world over the platform they deserve. I'm your host, Nathan Ragland, and for today's episode, well, let's get moving right along, shall we? Today's guest is Triniecia Harbor, a storyboard revisionist and character designer with several fantastic designs and ideas on full display, including the sensational Sunnydale. Triniecia was an absolute ball of energy throughout this entire episode, and I know you guys are going to love and appreciate that as much as I did. If you enjoyed Triniecia and want to find a way to support them, make sure you go to the links down in the description below. If you enjoy the podcast, make sure you like, share, subscribe, or follow whatever audio streaming platform you prefer. Leave 5 stars wherever you can. I see that stuff. I absolutely love it. If you want to go a little bit further with that support, maybe you should consider going to the merch shop at pmap.creator-spring.com. There you can find some incredible designs done by some outstanding artists to rock some incredible streetwear that you guys are absolutely going to love. And hey, if you just want a cool, chill place to be a part of a community to talk about the artists that I bring on this podcast, or just art in general, maybe you should consider joining the Postmodern Art Podcast Discord server, the Artist Sanctuary. We've already developed a good little community there with some fun people, and, we'd love to have you be a part of that today. But now, without further ado, please enjoy the Postmodern Art Podcast. Just want to make sure that I do not butcher this whatsoever. Your name. Okay, I know that you probably you prefer to go by, and correct me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, Rini or Rini?
Yes.
Okay, which one?
Yes. Okay, so I go by Triniecia.
Triniecia. That's what that was the part I was also going to ask about, because I only was going to do at least that for like the first bit, because I have a little like intro thing. You do such and such. Welcome to the podcast, Triniecia Harbor. So I just wanted to make sure that I did not butcher that. But also, how do you want to be addressed for the rest of the podcast?
Because Rennie is just like a nickname I use for some people, because, not everyone's good with names like me. I'm very much a bimbo when it comes to people's names. So it's like, you can do Triniecia or you can do Rennie, but, Triniecia is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I when I saw your name, I was vaguely familiar with it, because there is someone that I actually went to college with. Their name is Anicia Delfor, I believe is how you pronounce her last name, but also an artist as well. So it's like, I saw that part of the name, I'm like, okay, I at least have a rough idea how to pronounce that part of it. I just wanted to be 100% sure before I just went all in and potentially butcher it.
I super appreciate it. Thank you, man. Either way, I think the worst thing I've ever been called was Trinica.
Trinica? What the fuck?
It was back in high school. It was during my psychology class. We had this teacher. She was doing roll call. And I always know when it gets to me, because there's that pause, right? Yep. You're just like, oh boy, here we go. And usually they just say my last name, fine. But they tempt it and they say, Triniecia Harbor? And then my friend was like, who? And I was like, it's Triniecia, but I'm here. So it's okay. It's okay.
All right.
It's okay.
And welcome to the Trinica Film Festival. I'm glad to have you here today.
I did it, Ma! Trinica's here! Shit! I hope that's how they read at my funeral. They're like, Trinica. And my ghost is like, fuck yeah. Yes! And then I haunt them. That's how I haunt people.
That you haunt the people that mispronounce your name. Jesus, there would be
exactly.
There would be so many ghosts if that was the case, with how many unique names are out there in the world.
But that's a fun way to like summon a ghost. You're just like, it's like a game. It's like, if you say their name wrong, you'll see them in the mirror at 12 a.m. So sleepover stories.
Is that why everyone can see Bloody Mary? Their name is actually Bloody Marie or something like that. We've just been mispronouncing it this entire time.
Yeah, because she just comes back to say, hey man, I know you're trying. I know, listen. She just comes back to correct them, and then she leaves. It's like she just has a bloody condition.
It's like you had 3 opportunities, because you said my name 3 times and you butchered it every single time. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. So she comes back and she's just like, hey, Bloody Mary, and it's just like, why are you bleeding? It's a condition.
I'm dead. What did you expect?
Exactly. Rude. Wait till you die. It might be oozing of God knows what.
I don't even want to know. Anyways. All right, Rennie, before we really get the podcast going, I must ask the icebreaker question of the podcast, if I may. Let's say you get to go to a desert island on your own accord. It is just you alone with your thoughts. You get to kick back, relax, breathe. You get to truly enjoy yourself for a little bit, you know? To help with this vibe that you may be going for, you can bring one piece of media or one piece of art with you to help, again, with whatever mentality you want to go with. If given this opportunity, what would that one piece be?
Any media, like anything?
Anything that you consider media or art, just one piece of it.
Could it be a DVD set?
Absolutely.
If I had my makeshift TV made out of coconuts and bamboo and God knows what, I would bring anything related to the Muppets, especially the Muppets Manhattan.
Oh, okay. I mean, I kind of figured that based on some of the art that you've produced, but I definitely want to divulge a little bit more into this. All right, off the bat, what is it about Muppets that just like creatively like? How did you find this nice, wonderful connection to one of the, more fun properties out there in the world?
Okay, so I first got into Muppets when I was itty bitty little lad, just a wee little lamb, once upon a time. But it was when we first moved to Colorado. I was born in Houston, and we just finally moved back to Colorado with my parents, and we were living with my great aunt, Linda. And since I didn't really have much stuff, she had all these DVDs. And I remember one day, I was in the basement. It's like a finished basement with a couch and everything. It's not like a dungeon, but anyways, right. I want to clarify. But she put on the Muppets. And I remember as a kid just watching Kermit and them sing. And because, during the really confusing because we were moving a lot and being little at the time, I'm just like, I'm confused and scared. But, watching the Muppets, it gave me this like comforting, like, I guess, yeah, I would say comforting feeling. Aww. And I remember it was, I wish I could recall the VHS that she put in, but it had the Manamana guy on it. So that was my very first Muppet episode. And ever since then, I've loved anything with like suits and puppets because it always brings me back to like that safe little comforting space that I found within the Muppets. So it's just been stuck with me.
Yeah, that's fair and that's valid, especially considering the fact that one of the first ones obviously is just a classic Mana.
Exactly. So, and now every time I see it, I just go back to, I have a Ratatouille moment and I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Now you did single out specifically the Muppets Take Manhattan. What was it about that particular film in general is the one that you would bring with you?
Okay, so if it's not the first Muppet movie, because I absolutely love that one, that's, you can never beat the classic.
Right.
Out of all the Muppet movies, I would say Manhattan because, one, it has my favorite scene in there with Miss Piggy when she's chasing the robber down because he stole her purse throughout, New York City Park. Yeah. So that's hilarious. But then it's always the ending scene when her and Kermit are getting married and the song that plays. And it's just, I don't know, just seeing Kermit. Okay, so sorry. So seeing Kermit just with his friends and just all the shenanigans that go on in the big city, because I moved to the city, when I first came to Colorado. So it's just, yeah. But out of all the movies, I would say story-wise, Manhattan has, yeah, I would pick Manhattan any day.
Well, there you go. That's that. I mean, it's certainly sweet considering the moments that are obviously in that one. I mean, it's a good pick. I mean, you weren't gonna go wrong whenever you said Muppets in the first place. Just saying. I mean, for God's sakes, the mascot that I have for this podcast is Mr. Moneybags. It's literally a Muppet holding money bags. So
I saw. I was like, oh my, you have taste. I was so excited. I was like, someone who likes Muppets. Oh my, yes, let's go. Like I was so happy.
I'm gonna give more like. Of course, I love the Muppets, but I'm gonna give more of a shout out to my producer, or the co-showrunner, Tipsy J Hartz. She was the one that actually like made the Muppet Mr. Moneybags Muppet Man in the first place.
That's so cute! Oh my god! Yeah, shout out to her.
Yeah,
phenomenal taste.
Like what it was is this is around time where I was starting off to make merch for the podcast, which you can buy right now at pmap.creator-spring.com. And like literally I went to her, I'm like, look, I love your art, so I just want you to just go crazy with it. Come with me with a couple of designs, I will sell it on the shop, no hesitation. She sent one, which was like a little miniature me on top of like the title Postmodern Art Podcast, like it's a Broadway style, super duper cute. But then she heard me talking like towards the end. I like to give my guests the dream scenario and talk about, hey, let's say I'm Big Shot Mr. Moneybags, that. She took onto that. She clung onto it. She was watching like Puppet History at the time as well.
Oh yes,
yes.
yes.
The culmination of that just led to the wonderful Mr. Moneybags I have been repping ever since.
You know what? Mr. Moneybags got his bachelor's at PU. He went to Puppet University and he got his bachelor's in money, in finances, in entrepreneur. That's my story. And I'm rolling with it. You cannot stop me.
Not only am I not stopping you, it's canon. It's canon now.
What? Oh my God. No, if you give me a cookie, I will take the whole bag. I will go ham with this puppet. I love this. How dare you? Stop it.
How dare I? Oh, I am so sorry. But anyways, back to the original question. Basically, anything Muppets, mainly the Muppets Take Manhattan. That is your answer that you're bringing on with you with this desert island. You're locking that in.
Yes, I'm locking that in.
Then if that's the case, I cannot think of a better way to start the Postmodern Art Podcast. Welcome, everyone. I am your host, Nathan Ragland. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, and follow whatever audio streaming platform you prefer. You can support the podcast on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/PMAP. And follow us on Twitter and Instagram at PostmodArtPod for future updates and guest announcements, including today's guest. She is a storyboard revisionist and character designer with several fantastic designs on display, along with her love of history and spooky stuff and puppets. Welcome to the podcast, Triniecia Harbor! How are you doing today?
I am wonderful. How about you, my good sir?
I'm doing wonderful now that I'm actually getting a chance to sit down and talk with you. I know, once again, the wonderful co-showrunner, Tipsy J. Hearts, was someone that led me in your direction. Though I think I'd seen your stuff somewhere once before. But I love the art that you have on display. I definitely want to divulge a lot more into it because you've got some interesting stuff in the works. But before we divulge into what you're making, I want to go back just a little bit, if I may. I want to know more or less the origin story of Rennie. What got you interested in art and animation in the first place?
Oh gosh. Oh man, I would just say cartoons. I was stuck to the TV. Like, don't get me wrong. I played outside until I got mosquito bumps in places I didn't know I can get mosquito bumps. But like when it was TV time, cartoons all day. And I just honestly, I've been drawing as long as I can remember.
Okay.
I used to steal my sister's notebooks because we went to the same, we're 4 years apart. So when we happened to go at the same school at the same time, I would steal paper from her whenever I could to draw. Like I remember the one drawing I will never forget I made was I drew myself as a mermaid marrying Sonic the Hedgehog, who was also half mermaid. And Crash Bandicoot was, he was making it official. It was just in my sister's notebook on a page you couldn't rip out. So it was in the back of the cardboard. So I will never forget that. Was she pissed? Yes. But was I happy? Hell yes. So who's the real winner in that?
I would say probably Mermaid Sonic in this case. I think they're the real winner in this one.
He was the winner. I drew him and he had the best tuxedo. I spoiled him, but... But no, I've been drawing as long as I can remember, and it's just my mom likes to take credit. She's just like, "Hey, you got your artistic side from me," and I'm like, "Yeah, mom, yeah." Yeah, but yeah, it's just always been in me blood.
I'm glad it is certainly been a major part of you, especially seeing how far you've been able to come along with it. And again, we'll definitely divulge into that. Though I'm sorry, I just need to say that drawing that you described or whatnot, I need like a modern redraw of it. Like if there are artists out there that are listening to this and want inspiration, make this a reality, please.
If anyone were to draw that would make my day, and I would want to print and I would frame it on my wall.
There you go.
And I will sign it.
I think I have somewhat of an idea based on the stuff that you described, but I also want to ask, do you remember some of the first cartoons that like more or less captured your imagination?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of everything, and I'm like, I think what I would like to say around that time I was watching a lot of Cartoon Network and a lot of Disney, like Toon
Okay.
Disney. So, you hear it's just like, because of Disney, of course. But like, I would say Cartoon Network, Toon Disney type of thing. I know I already said that, but I just remember watching these cartoons and then I just get these like weird, fun adventures. And then I would just kind of like draw them out, when I could on a piece of paper I could find.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
I mean, especially considering the fact that the variety that those shows had, especially, I'm sorry, Toon Disney does not get talked about enough with some of the like cornerstones of childhoods that it has more than anything else.
My God, it had a chokehold on me. Are you kidding? I was really a Nickelodeon kid. Like I watched it, but okay, so I was that weird kid. You know how you always have those friends who are like, I want to be slimed. I want to be on the stage getting slimed. I always felt bad for those kids. I was like, ew, it looks gross. I don't want to be slimed. So as much as I watched Nickelodeon, I was more of a Cartoon Network, like Toon Disney kid. So, if it's not Nickelodeon, you're gonna catch me watching Ed and Eddie, or if it's in the evening, Darkwing Duck, because at 9 o'clock Sonic the Hedgehog would come on. I had a schedule all the time before bed. So yes.
That's wonderful. Like, thank you for bringing back such a treasured core memory of Darkwing Duck, because that was one of my favorites. Absolutely.
I love Darkwing Duck. Like, it's an S tier Toon Disney show for me.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. So I have to know, obviously, with that love for animation stuff, like basically embedded from the start, when did it go from just like a general love for art and animation to a passion and wanting to make it your career?
Oh man, I would say at first, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So back around middle school, I knew I wanted to be a character designer, but I was like, for games, right? Despite me loving animation. So past Rennie was a little fool. But like, I didn't really finally accept it. Not that I was against it, but like, I finally accepted, I want to say around high school, where I was like, you know what? Do it. I want to do that. I want to make the cartoons and stuff on the TV. I want to be that person. And so, around after high school, went to RimCAD, Rocky Mountain School of Art and Design. That is not a commercial. I'm just saying the name.
Right.
I went there, and then got enrolled in everything, and then kind of dropped out for a couple of years. So I was like, my brain's not ready for this, but I wanted to do it. Plus, my life got a little crazy around that time. So I recently went back, 2018. But my point is, I didn't really finally finalize that idea that I wanted to do an animation for TV until freshman year of high school.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That's valid. I mean, it's never, the one thing I've always learned, especially when it comes to art, it's never just like a clear-cut path on getting to your eventual end goal of where you eventually go to. Like, you're going to go to some weird directions here and there. And yeah, you may not know immediately that you were going to go down the animation path, even though you love the animation, but hey, you made it there, right?
Yes. So it's the journey, it's like you're in a van, you're just driving. You don't know where you're going. You just go to your destination.
And it's certainly been a hell of a journey, if I do say so myself. And I imagine you probably brought a few friends along, mainly some of the puppets that you loved growing up and like some of the vinyl toys. See, as I was doing my research for stuff, I noticed that you love to say that you have an affinity for basically vintage stuff. What is it about, if I may, what is it about just kind of classic vintage, just memorabilia or stuff in general that, again, creatively just like fulfills you more than anything else?
Oh my gosh. I love vintage stuff. Not only just because it's cool, but I would say art-wise, even if it's not like animation, I'll get to that in a minute. Mm-hmm. But like the stuff, my favorite things range from like mid 40s to like mid 70s, like late 70s. Like that is like the whole timeline right there. Because the furniture and stuff back in the day, and it was always just, everything was just so colorful. Everything was so cool and colorful. And I feel like a lot of people had an imagination when it comes to innovation, So like we don't even have conversation pits anymore. That is so bonkers. Like what? I want a conversation pit.
I do too.
That's so cool. Yeah, like you want to sit with your friends playing video games in a conversation pit, eating snacks and noshing. Like, dude, so crazy. But I'm a person of like I love colorful things. I love color. Like if you see it in my art, I love color. So I love them for their color and I love them for their fashion, their interior design, and especially their animation. I love UPA. I
Ah,
love
yes.
UPA. That like if it's not rubber hosed to like UPA makes my heart sing. I just I love it so much. I
I,
actually found back in California a copy of Cartoon Modern, that art book. So I was able to get
ooh.
my hands on it. I found it in the wild. So but yeah, I just think when it comes to that, that's where my creativity comes from. Is usually stuff from the past because I love history. So
You know what? That's fair and that's very valid. I will say the fun thing about those like the UPA cartoons that you're talking about or whatnot, like goodness, those had like a unique charm to them with their like their unique animation and the designs that they have. Like goodness.
it's like I love simple things, and the fact they did so much with just so little,
Mm-hmm.
and like I appreciate that people realize that how hard simplicity can be, you know. Because growing up, DeviantArt days, they were just like, ew, simplicity. Yeah. But now, now, you know, people who do try it, it makes me happy because simplicity, you got to really think about shapes. And that's another thing I love. Shapes. Like UPA has the funnest shapes. Like, oh my God.
I
It
absolutely
just
agree.
yeah, like it's just there's just something about it just so amazing. So that's why I pull all of my creativity. It's just from all that.
There you go. I was gonna say I could be very wrong when I say this, but I'm pretty sure the UPA designs or whatnot is something that my the person that did my intro for this podcast, like the video version or whatnot, pretty sure he got inspiration from those cartoons and from those like designs or
Oh,
whatnot. Because like I know for him, he was talking about like having kind of like a 1950s like lounge esque kind of style that you would see for like some of those like the advertisements they would have back then with like the blocky designs or whatnot.
yeah. That makes me happy. Yes. Sorry, I'm about to like start doing backflips in this chair. I swear.
I mean, to be fair, it's very valid, especially like you were saying, like just the intricacies and like the beautiful colors, the wonderful designs or whatnot. Like just especially some of that vintage stuff. I've always had like a good fascination when it comes to that as well. So like this is stuff that like I'm always interested in, especially seeing the stuff that actually is able to survive from that vintage era or whatnot. Like seeing what's been able to last more than anything else. It always like fascinates me.
Because their stuff was made to last, you know, and that's what I really appreciate. Like even refrigerators, they'll be like, "This refrigerator is from 1952 and she's still working." And it's just like, yeah, Grandpa, I wish I had a refrigerator from 1952, like all the cute little drawers, and it still works. Oh my God, don't even get me started on that. Makes me mad, so mad.
I have to ask. I imagine being a fan of that stuff. I imagine you try to collect as much as you can. Do you have a particular like precious find that you've been able to be able to actually hold on to since really going all in with vintage stuff?
Oh, I do collect some things, you know.
Mm.
I do. I know I don't have my webcam on right now because I forgot to clean them, but
Fair
that's
enough.
okay.
Valid.
But I have I think it's called an edible cookie
Ooh.
cake baker. It's like this little, it's from 1962, I believe, and it has like it's like a little clown oven, and you can lift the top up,
Okay.
and it's supposed to bake like little cakes, you know? So I think that's the oldest thing I own. No, actually, that's a lie. I have this little plushie I just bought from eBay, and it's from this person who found it at an estate sale, and it's from 1952. It's a cute little skunk, and it's an adorable
Oh.
little plush. But no, I do collect when I can, and I know when I get my own place, it will be my own little time capsule of happiness
Well, there you
with
go.
like my animation posters. Yeah.
There you go. And I'm glad you also brought like the animation aspect because I imagine like having a love and affinity and obviously studying the stuff from talking about the UPA animations alone. How much of that do you try to apply to your own art as well?
Oh, a lot. a lot. Like I UP is not my only source, but it is a big source of my
Mm-hmm.
inspiration. But I do pull a lot of the like simplicity in the shapes, a lot of the colors, and just the way they went about iconic designs. Again, in the simplicity, because my brain as an artist doesn't. I'm not very detailed, like that
Okay.
whole thing where they're like, close your eyes and imagine an apple. And what type of apple would you see? Imagine a very not too simple, but it's not like a realistic apple, but it's like in that weird uh probably has some cell shading in there, but
Okay.
it's an apple. But no, I would say I pull, and it is not even just UPA. I would say Rubber Hose, like tunes.
Mm-hmm.
I pull inspiration from some stuff from the 80s. I would say like early 80s, like Galaxy High and stuff like that.
Okay.
I put into my art because I like different shapes and I like different things. So when doing something new, I always try to pull from those references. So yeah.
I mean, again, like if nothing else, it's certainly good inspirations and a good foundation for some of the art you have been able to produce. And I mean, seeing some of the art you have out there has been absolutely outstanding for me. One of the ones that I didn't realize you did until I was doing my research, though, that actually took me by surprise. Did you do the cover for the Ska2 Network album Greetings from Ska Shores?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was me.
I get.
That was me.
I didn't realize that until I was doing the research, but I was actually blown away to learn about this. How did you get an opportunity to do something like that in the first place?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna just say that I want to say that's kind of luck.
Oh,
Because, we
really?
follow each other, we're mutuals, and we've talked here and there. But I think from what I was posting, and at the time, I think I was posting a lot of Animal Crossing, and I think I forgot what art I was posting at the time, but I remember him reaching out to me. He messaged me and was just like, "Hey, are you open for a commission?" And I was just like, "Yeah, just pins." I was in school. I think this was oh boy, I think this was my second year of college. And he messaged me and then he just goes, yeah, so I'm looking for somebody to do an album cover for Animal Crossing and I really like your art. And I was wondering if, he asked me and then I was like, holy shit. I remember I was in like my history class at the time, which is funny. So I was just like, holy shit. I never thought I'd do it because I also collect records. I mean, that's not
Oh,
surprising. I do collect records. And so the fact I was just like, holy shit, I could design a record cover. So, I I accepted it. And I remember him telling me about the album and, the theme of it and such. And then so I got inspiration from those old school postcards, like the welcome to Idaho or welcome to Colorado type of
mm-hmm.
uh, postcards. And so I applied that to the cover, and that's how it happened, honestly.
I mean that's cool. Nevertheless, more than anything else, I'm glad you said that you collect records because I'm looking right past my light right here, and of course I have my little stack of records right there that I have as well.
Yes. TC
Ah,
Records.
yes.
Yes.
Yes, I was gonna say freaking. I have a lot more modern ones, I guess, like because vinyl's been making like more or less the comeback or whatnot. But like even then, like just the quality that they have more than anything else, like it's just masterpiece. Um, and and, uh,
Nah.
and obviously, like the art is a major thing when it comes to a record. So I can only imagine how much of a dream come true it was for you to be able to design an album. I've had at least like one or two other guests on this podcast that have openly said that they would love the opportunity to make an album cover more than anything else. So the fact you got to do it, like again, and especially for someone like Ska2 Network, who does incredible covers and like incredible music on their
Oh
own
my
accords, like
god.
goodness.
Dude, Scott. Oh my god, his music is so freaking good, and he's just the sweetest guy. Like,
Oh
holy shit, he's super sweet, super funny. But his music, like, it is. Oh my god, the energy.
yes.
Chef kiss.
It's one of those every single time. He knows the assignment, he understands the assignment, and he nails it every time.
He does. He does. And I'm like, I am so proud of him. I hope I get to see one of his performances in like live one day. Cause man, I love to support him that way too.
Oh,
He's
absolutely.
cool.
Well, I mean, obviously, like, not only is it incredible that you love to support him, but, like, he also supported you as well, which has got to be like just an extra cherry on top by, you know, commissioning you to do that incredible album cover and some merchandise to go with it as well.
Well, he did come to me asking me if I wanted to design merch, but sadly around that time, I was doing finals and I was just like, bro, I want to, but I can't. But you know, if he ever needs anything else, I will more than gladly help since I'm done with school. You know, I'm not so hectic now, so you know.
Well, I mean,
for freelance.
well, I mean, still, that's gotta be like just being the opportunity to do that in the first place, let alone helping out a good friend. Like again, it must have been more or less just like, it had to have been just incredible knowing that, especially some of your own art is out there for the world to see for something that people already love and appreciate as well. Like it has to be surreal. That's the word I was looking for. Surreal at the end of the day. They got to do that.
It is. And then I saw someone take a picture of the actual thing in real life, and it just kind of really tickled me. I was like, I did that. You know, like sometimes I forget about it, you know, out of sight, out of mind. But a couple of days ago, I saw a picture of it, and I was just like, holy shit. It did get me a little emotional. I'm not going to lie. I was just like, I got to design a record cover. Wow. You know, like,
there you go.
But no. It is a bit of a surreal feeling. Like it's out there. There you go. That's cool.
So since you've done one, that makes you an experienced pro when it comes to making album covers. So I have to ask as well, if you were given the opportunity to make an album for any artist, who would you make an album cover for?
Oh my gosh. Geez, you're putting me on the spot. Oh geez. Does this person, are we talking like a live person, right?
I mean, it's up to you either way. Like, if there's like a live person or like a dead person that you're like, you know, they have like a post-humanist album, because I mean, like Mac Miller's produced like what, 5 albums since he passed away. I mean,
yeah. Oh man, you know what? If I got to design a record for anybody, I would say, honestly, Elton John would probably be one of them. I know, like. I know he's like way up there, but like if I had to be like, if I wanted to, you know, say if there was a goal, if I really deep dived into record designing covers, you know, I would like Gorilla, Elton John. There's this. Oh my gosh, I'm putting on the spot and I can't remember their freaking name.
Describes
he's called Mr. B.
Mr. B.
Yeah, his name's Mr. B, the gentleman rhymer. He does chap hop, and I love his music because, yeah, which actually ties into Sunnydale a little bit as inspiration. But yeah, I would love to design him a cover as well.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Hopefully, you'll get an opportunity to do at least one of them. I mean, more than anything else. It's incredible knowing like kind of the opportunities that you've been able to have so far, like even just, you know, really going all in with this kind of stuff, especially that. But I want to know more about an opportunity you're more or less trying to create for yourself right now. I want to get to the real meat and bone of this conversation I want to have. Let's talk about Sunnydale, shall we?
Yes. Yes, we can talk about Sunnydale.
There you go. Okay, for those who have no idea what I am talking about, how would you describe Sunnydale?
An experience.
Okay, off to a good start.
Yes, I would say Sunnydale is just an experience, because if anything, if this were to really get picked up one day, I pray and I hope and I hope and I pray one day. If this were to get picked up, I can just describe Sunnydale as an experience, because it would be a miniseries, probably of 13 episodes. But yeah, I just want it to be an experience. You just sit down and enjoy the ride and see where it goes, you know?
Okay, that's how you describe it, but again, how about this? What is the concept of Sunnydale? How about that?
Do you mean story-wise?
Yeah.
Or do you mean, I can't reveal everything.
Okay, no, I don't need you to tell me everything. Just give me the bare essentials, the bare necessities.
Okay, I will say Sunnydale is about a wonderful city, of course, called Sunnydale, and you are following the Sunnydale crew, who happens to be Jack and his friends, well, his sister Molly, and his other friends. You got Felix the flamingo, you have Clyde the rabbit, who is also a doctor, and you have Sunny, who is he's a Bobby. Mm-hmm. And then my newest character, Summer, she also helps make the music for the crew. She's a bassist, a hippie girl. And Katie did. He's a character I'm also working on. He's like a cute little, like he's like a Firefly character, but you haven't seen
Oh.
much of him. But I'm currently redesigning him. But it's just it takes place again in the city of Sunnydale, and you're following this group of puppet pals. I put it that way, and it's kind of like a fun. I'm gonna say adventurous slice of life-ish, not slice of life. It's an adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I obviously have to ask, what was more or less the
Oh,
inspiration for Sun? Oh, wait, do you have more?
oh yeah. Sorry, I was. I'm ruining your podcast.
No, no,
Okay.
you're not ruining my podcast. This is as much as yours as it is mine. You could butcher up as much as you want.
It's my podcast.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Howdy, y'all. I'm kidding, no, but it is I will say it is a psychedelic musical
Okay.
of puppety funness. Let's put it that way.
There you go.
Yes.
That's a great way to word it as well as just flat out an experience. So I have to know, what was more or less the inspiration for the experience?
Okay, so I would say games like BioShock, games like
Ooh.
I would say We Happy Few. I would also say, sorry, I actually made a big mood board and can't remember everything that was on it. Oh no! I just made it a couple of months ago. But yeah, I would say the biggest inspirations for Sunnydale would be We Happy Few and BioShock. And I would also put, well, of course, Muppets. Well, Muppety characters. I wouldn't say Muppets, just like the Muppety type of puppets.
Right.
And this would be, I'm kind of aiming this to be for more adults. Like, because we don't have a lot of fun, colorful shows that are pointed towards the older audience, you know?
No, I agree.
So
I agree.
yeah, so it's that's why I would say those are the two biggest inspirations for Sunnydale.
I just gotta say, like, just your little description or whatnot, the dichotomy that's already present has me more or less intrigued. Because of course you have the fun, the peppy, cheery, psychedelic, Muppet characters and whatnot, and yet you're also bringing up the mentions of BioShock and We Happy Few, which last time I checked, is not exactly all sunshine and rainbows. I don't know if that's just a hint or just a sneaking suspicion for what to expect, but I love it already.
Well, you're just gonna have to spot, like, kind of just wait around and see.
Okay. You're dangling the carrot. I get you. I gotta keep biting. I get it.
Yes. Take a bite.
How long have you been sitting on this concept more than anything else? This idea more than anything else?
Uh, you know, I would say Sunnydale's about 6 years old now.
Oh wow.
No. Yeah, I would say 4 years, 4 or 5 years going now. Because also I just remember the other inspiration for it was Over the Garden Wall in terms of story building. I love that stuff. So but yeah, I would say Sunnydale's about 4 or 5 years old. I remember just kind of wanting to make a project, and I was just like, well, what the heck am I going to do? Because I know I like puppets. And then so, doing my little self-indulging, I created these 3 characters, and you can see they're really old designs on my Twitter from like 2000 and oh gosh, their designs are so old. It's back there. But yeah, so I remember I just created these 3 characters. It was Clyde, Jack, and Molly. And at first, I was just kind of going designs, and I remember going to my best friend Mary Monster, just like, hey bro, I need your opinion on these. And so we were they helped me a lot with Sunnydale. I want to do a shout out to Mary Monster on Twitter, who's kind of like my partner in this.
There you go.
Yeah, so we always bounce back and forth between each other with story, and some of the characters who are involved in the story belongs to them that they've helped create. So yeah, it's been an adventure, and it's kind of like my own little personal. Well, it is a personal project, but it's just like it helps me relax, because then I go back to Sunnydale and just be like, well, let's bounce ideas. Let's kind of come up with. Let's just throw little sticky hands at the wall and see what sticks and what doesn't. So it's been a journey with Sunnydale. And it still has a long way to. Oh, not a long way, but it's still growing.
Yeah, the journey's not over yet. It's still got a good way to go. We gotta figure out how exactly we're going to, make this a unique experience at the end of the day. I mean, even then, like what little bit you have been able to tease out there, like I have just been intrigued with it since I saw some of those first designs more than anything else.
Well, Holly, thank you.
I mean, I know you kind of mentioned it way back in the beginning when it came to the icebreaker question or whatnot, but like the puppets aspect is probably one of the more unique things I just love about it. How important is it for you to have that as kind of more or less like the essential mood when it comes to this cartoon?
Oh, very important. It is very essential. If anything, I feel like if they weren't puppets, it would be kind of hard to go about Sunnydale the way it should. I feel like the story it would impact the story. Not that them being puppets is no, them being puppets is important. And so there wouldn't be any other way around it, unfortunately. I couldn't do this with I suppose I could. I suppose if I really wanted to, I could make them actual, living, breathing thing. Well, I mean, they are technically they breathe and eat and do everything we can do. But yeah. So them being puppets is very important.
Yeah. I mean, more than anything else, like you said, if you really wanted to, you could have made them, humans or whatnot, or just, standard. But at the same time, like, you also really wanted to make them puppets. And, like, I imagine for, like, especially the mood and, like I was talking about earlier with some of the things you're talking about, the dichotomy that you're going to be introducing with this show more than anything else, I can only imagine how integral the fact that they are puppets really, like, enhances the storytelling more than anything else.
Yes, Siri. But yeah, no. They've always started off with puppets, and I will make sure it ends with puppets. And sorry, I'm just trying to put my words together. But yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. If someone was just like, hey, yeah, can we like not have them as puppets? I'm like, you're a fool and a goon. Get away from me.
I will say I'm glad you're providing like good adult content that is puppet based more than anything else, because I mean, let's be honest with ourselves, the only like puppet based adult stuff that we have gotten is like Avenue Q, which is really good, and the Happy Time Murders, which was
yeah. So, I left feeling kind of satisfied. I was like, will I watch it again? Probably not, but if I was really in the mood and wanted to binge nothing but puppets, then sure.
Well, there you go. But I mean, even then, like, again, the fact that, there isn't that much when it comes to that market or whatnot, and especially the fact that a lot of the Muppet fans of before have really grown up and, like, introduced their kids to this stuff or whatnot, I feel like you're tapping an unknown market that I really am excited about.
Thank you. Yeah, like, honestly, I mean, who doesn't like puppets? I remember I went on a road trip in California it was like a graduation vacation type of thing. I was in Cali for 2 weeks, and we went to San Francisco, and we went to the Jim Henson exhibit. And you see a lot of adults there. Of course you see kids, but like, everyone see these beautiful puppets from Jim Henson. And my best friend's partner, who wasn't really into Muppets, they walk in there to go, I think I actually do like the Muppets. And it's just like, who doesn't like puppets, So I'm just like, this is an untapped resource. And I'm like, you know what? BCB Sunnydale is a story that I want to tell. I like puppets, and I'm going to put them out there.
There you go. Quick little aside, and I'm just asking this. At this, like, Muppet exhibit or whatnot, did they have some of the, like, what were some of the oldest puppets that were there? Did they have, like, what was it, the Milton's Coffee, like, puppets there as well? They did?
They did. They were beautiful. Like, I have so many. I swear, I think I took like over 60 photos in that place. I was getting everything, every video. I was like, yeah, like I was just eating like a little goon, But yeah, they had the Wilkins Coffee puppets
Wilkins, there
there.
You go. That's what I was thinking of.
They did. They had the puppets there. They had Jim. I don't know if you ever saw the puppets, but there's these puppet sonas that Jim did of him and his friends, like Frank Oz and them.
Oh wow, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they had them in there. The worm from Sesame Street? I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I remember the worm from Little Sesame Street.
Yeah, so they had the worm, but they also had the big circus that the worm would do his little wormy stuff in. And I was just, yeah, like it was, they didn't have Big Bird, but they had a lot of the other ones, like Count Dracula, and they had Bert and Ernie. They had Beakers, they had Bunsen. They had a lot of good selection, but you just go in there, you're just like, wow, I love puppets. And you're just like, damn right you love puppets.
Yeah. And I imagine you're trying to bring that same excitement of those puppets to Sunnydale in a unique experience more than anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yes. My water. Yes.
So I have to ask, obviously, again, I know this is something that's kind of more or less in the works or whatnot, but if there's something you can reveal to the audience that you're excited for them to see, what is the biggest thing that you're excited about when it comes to Sunnydale?
You know how I said Sunnydale's an experience? Mm-hmm. I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Like, I just want people to just sit down and just see where it goes. Like, I know people are going to be guessing, speculating, and I know if you know me, you probably know where it's going to go or whatever, or maybe you think you know, but you don't know. But I just want people to really experience the story, and I want people to allow this type of media to entertain adults, like, I feel like, no diss on anybody, like, I feel like just a lot of adults, like adult shows, rely on them being really crude and stuff,
right?
Like, which is why I like shows like BoJack, because for a story like BoJack, it talks about real world stuff, and but then I feel like not adult animation has to be really crude, which I'm not against. Like, I'm not a prude. Like, ew. No, I'm not like that. But I just feel like I guess me personally as an artist and storyteller is someone who just loves animation. I just want something different, So why not puppets? Why not colorful, musical, psychedelic puppets that is made for the older audience? I will say that. Like, if you have little Jimmy watch it, little Jimmy's probably not going to know what's going on, because I saw Nightmare on Elm Street at the age of 3.
Oh, lovely.
I'm not saying, yeah, like, just like an example, of like, it's enough where most kids are probably just like, I'm just going to look at the pretty colors and not give any attention to anything else. What did they say? What's that word? I don't know, But yeah, I just kind of wish we had more of that type of content for adults, and I'm gonna make it.
There you go. That's a good mentality to have more than anything else. Like, it's something that you want to see out there in the world more of. So just do it yourself. Just do it yourself.
Exactly.
That was the mentality I had whenever I started this podcast. If that helps anything, yes. So there you go.
Exactly. You gotta make the stuff you want to see, and if other people want to see it, then well, howdy dinkly, like, you're gonna see it.
Yeah, I mean, because like for me, I wanted to see the artists that I absolutely love get a lot more love and appreciation from people to truly be able to connect with them on a personal level, past, seeing their art and then just moving on. That's why I wanted to dedicate at least an hour of their time for people to get to really know the artists that they love.
Exactly. You're so cool. I'm so glad I'm here with you. This is such a rat time. Yay!
You are firstly, you are too sweet. Secondly, if anyone is cool here, it is you for the incredible stuff that you are making.
What? No! Hush! 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 You're all so cool. Stop it!
But you can't disagree. But you're not disagreeing that you're cool as well. So there you go. I'll take my victory. I will take my victory.
You know what? I'll let you have your victory, because everyone should love themselves.
Amen.
Everyone should. Yes, exactly. Oh, you get it.
Amen.
Like a high five. You know what? I'm going to do imaginary high five. There we go.
There you go.
I made the clap noise for us.
There you go. One second. I'll make sure that it captures on this microphone. There you go. But anyways, back to the conversation. No, and it's hey, in fact, sticking with the conversation we were just with, like, it's cool what you're able to do, what you've been able to produce so far. Like, even, just seeing the art you've been able to have a hand in more than anything else. Like, it has to be incredible just knowing that for as long as you've been going on this art journey or whatnot, like, what you've been able to produce. Like, does it ever amaze you, like, stepping back and being like, holy crap, I actually made this? I've actually developed this?
Are you kidding me? I always have that revelation. Sometimes I like go through my own art because dude, I have a whole box of old art in my closet from like elementary school. But anyways, like I look back at my old shit and sometimes I look at the art I'm still proud of and I'm like, I did that, like I did that. Like I'm still proud of the Sunnydale lineup I did. So it's just like I did that once upon a time. I couldn't do different body shapes, but here I am, just like doing all sorts of shit. So, dude, yes, I'm always so proud of. If anything, shocked. I'm shocked that sometimes the stuff that I produce, but I'm always proud of myself, and I think it's good for people to be proud of what they produce. So yeah, mhm.
I say there you go. Especially like even thinking back to the art that you have made or whatnot. Just think about how far you have left to go. Like how far you're developing more stuff more and more every single day. Especially with Sunnydale, which I cannot tell you how excited I am for Sunnydale. Seriously.
Oh my god, dude, that means so. Oh my god, that means the world. The fact that I've had people come to me like, bro, what is Sunnydale about? I'm like, oh, yes. Well, I can't tell you much, but I could just like give you a little bit of crumbs if you like. Like I can do. Like it just. Like, if I could just. No. Please.
I was gonna say, like, part of the reason why I wanted to have you on this podcast, so I can try to pry that head open a little bit and try to peer inside your brain to figure out what exactly Sunnydale is. But like, even then, like the era of mystery that you kind of evolved with this so far, and the teasing and toying that you are with your audience or whatnot, I guess it's gonna keep us coming back no matter what. So I think you're doing something right.
I'm trying. You know how hard it is? Sometimes I just want to say what it's about. Just be like, hey, here's the whole thing right here, beginning to end. Even though I don't also want to mention what it's about because it's development and things change over time. And maybe one day when it's, I will say one day that it's done and it's out in the open, everyone's seen it, I will lay out anything y'all want to ask me. Some things maybe I'm like, you're going to have to rewatch it and find out. But like, honestly, that's the time where I'm like, all right, gather up my goons. I will tell you everything. So if I say goon a lot, it's because me and my friend have like, we've all called each other the Goon Squad. Like, like the little henchmen that you see from like Beauty and the Beast, like the little goons.
Yes.
That's why I keep saying goon. So, but yeah, it makes me excited and it sometimes flabbergasts me, not in a rude way. I'm like, it's just, wow, people are interested in this and, well, shit, I gotta deliver.
I mean, I think just as long as you keep up with it and keep putting as much love and passion that you've been putting in it, even just the little bits that you were able to talk about, I could tell there's a lot of love and passion going into this project more than anything else. If you just keep that up, people are going to love it. I promise you that. They're going to see the love and passion you put into this, and they are going to absolutely recognize just how incredible of a concept and how incredible a show it's going to be.
You're making me gasp. But no, thank you. Like, seriously, that means a lot. Like, the fact that I have some of my industry buds, my friends in general, just the fact that every time I mention Sunnydale, I don't talk about it a lot. It's just, if I talk about it, I get into my little moods. But the fact that when I do talk about it, people are interested to actually be like, hey, so I'm going to ask you a few questions. I'm like, oh, you're going to ask me questions? Oh, golly, yippee! But, I like to think back to Little Rennie, and I'm just like, Little Rennie, you're going to have a fun thing going on. And then she's going to look up and be like, oh, geez. And then, I'm rambling.
No. Hey, this is a podcast. You are more than welcome to ramble, all right? I'm more than enough to encourage
sweet.
it.
Okay, sweet. All right, so buy our mixtape Behind Denny's when this is done. It's the extra ramble edition. I'll throw it in for free. It's all good. But no.
Yep, for now.
Yeah, for now. But no, Sunnydale is I have another project I'm working on the side that's like a little break away from Sunnydale.
Right.
Which I could talk about more later. I haven't posted any art of it yet, but
okay.
I will mention that I plan on doing Sunnydale shorts sometime in the near future. next year when things get out, because I'm planning on moving to Cali. Be
Okay.
moving to Pasadena. So once I
Okay.
get situated and I'm all finally comfortable in my little baby chair, I will get my team of goons and we will. Well, actually, when I say this, my friends want to help me out, but
Mm-hmm.
seriously, I will be making Sunnydale shorts. That is the plan. You get to know the characters a little more. A little slice of life, little fun infomercial, fake commercials probably of Sunnydale. So, like if you were to watch a commercial while living in Sunnydale type of things too.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, behind the scene character fun stuff. So I have a blog made for it, like a little indie group thing. I haven't posted about it
Ooh.
yet because I'm still working on it.
Okay.
Because it used to be an old blog, so it still has other old stuff on it. But I will post it soon. But yes, I will be making Sunnydale shorts in the near future. Yippee!
Once again, you're only giving me like I've said this before with other people's projects as well, but you're only giving me like basically little crumbs of information. But I am lapping that up every individual taste I can get because by God, that it makes me excited to see what's going to be happening. And this is going to be an obvious question, but I can only imagine how important is it for you to make sure that Sunnydale like gets produced to fruition, like it becomes a legit physical thing at some point.
I would say, if I had to be completely honest with you, very important.
Okay.
Not that I couldn't go indie, not that I'm saying that,
Yeah.
but I feel like the things I do want to do with Sunnydale, I feel I feel like I'll be able to really paint the full picture in the way I want to with that production company money.
Mm-hmm.
But but no, it's very important for me because to be honest, I want to make it. I want to be a director one day. I
Okay.
want to be a director one day, but I'm starting from the bottom. Revisioning right now, which I do enjoy a lot.
Yeah.
So no rush in becoming a director just yet. But I want you don't. Okay, I'm gonna say this. You don't see a lot of black female
Mm-hmm.
directors out there. You really just don't. And I be one of them to make it for others.
Yeah.
Not saying that there aren't, but I want to help make a way for others to be able to also cross that path. So, Sunnydale being a very important passion project of mine, I want it to make it so others can make it. So, I want to help also lift other voices too, because I have people who are helping me lift mine, but I also want to be there to make sure I can help lift others. Because I have a niece. She's like 9. Oh my gosh, she loves art. She's sewing. She made a dog out of old socks. I will show you a picture later. She's such an artistic kid. She just joined an art club just this
Oh.
week. And I'm so proud of her. And like every time she comes over, she draws on my iPad or my Q1. I let her, of course. And
Right.
if she ever wants to go that animation route, I want her to be like, hey, my aunt did it, and I know I can do it. So it's like, I guess it's more about not just me, but the people after me, you know? Like, I just want there to be more voices from POCs. So I'm like, if I ever do make it, I hope I'm blessed to ever make it. I do want to help lift others. I will hold their hand like people held mine. So that is why Sunnydale, I want to make it. It will be a mini series. It will
Mm-hmm.
be an episode, I want to say 13 max.
Okay.
Nope, it's not a go one season, 2 season. It's just a one season, 13 episodes, you're done.
Well, there you
Maybe,
go.
I would love to do many episodes of Sunnydale here and there, of course, but yeah, it's very important to me.
Well, I mean, I can certainly tell. Like, obviously, like just the concept alone was already like a lot of love and enthusiasm. I could tell went to that, but knowing more or less like how important it is not just for you but for the industry as a whole, and especially those such as yourself to want to be in this industry and truly elevate the level of quality in the industry more than anything else, because
Yes.
I think if given the opportunity, like it if given the opportunity, I think you can do some incredible stuff. Just hearing the amount of love and passion you have just for this concept alone. But like, I think you could truly elevate any animation studio to a whole different level just being involved. And especially if you're one of the people in charge, directing, leading things in the right direction, I think you deserve the opportunity at some point.
Bro, you're gonna make me cry on your podcast? Stop it! They can't hear me sniffling and oozing out of my own holes. Like, gosh, but no, seriously, man, that seriously means a lot. I think, yeah, I wouldn't mind if it didn't make it to production, because, you know, whatever. But any other project, fine. But Sunnydale, I want that to go the distance.
Exactly. And one way or another, whether it is indie or with studio, I can only imagine you wanting it to go as far as you want it to go.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So, yeah, you know what? In my heart, I think it will make it. One day, I don't know. When soon, I don't know. But until then, I will just enjoy the ride until it gets there.
Well, there you go. Well, how about for this next question, if I may, I could potentially give you the opportunity to make it a reality, because for this next question, I want to give you more or less the dream scenario. Let's say I am Big Shot Mr. Moneybags, the wonderful little Muppet man that we talked about earlier, graduating from PU with a bachelor's degree in finance. Let's say I'm Big Shot Mr. Moneybags. I come up to you, I'm like, look, Rennie, we know you can do some incredible stuff. We've seen the little bit you have, and we think that you just need more or less a little bit of a push to help really get you there. We have access to anyone and everyone in the industry, and more money than there should be possible. We should probably be financing a bunch of brand new animation studios to give more people opportunities of work or whatnot. We'll focus on that later. For now, we're focusing on you and you alone. If given this opportunity, what would be the dream Triniecia Harbor project?
Oh, man. Are you just money and everything included? Like a full ride?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. I'm going to say it, Sunnydale. Listen, there's a lot I want to do at Sunnydale. And
okay.
I feel like there's a lot I could get away with it being a short series, because it's not a long story. But the things I want to do at Sunnydale, there will be music, of course, and there's people who I want to help write the music, right? And I know this is kind of silly. This is not silly, but merchandise-wise, I would love to make vinyl records for Sunnydale.
Yes.
The music is very much important part of Sunnydale. It's not like Broadway. It's more like your bands, your psychedelic music type of thing, your basses. I want to hire an actual band.
There you go.
You know, I want live. There's nothing wrong with electronic music at all. No. Music is delicious in all form.
Yes.
But for Sunnydale, I would love to have a live band. Hopefully the Make Believes from they're a music group that helped make music for We Happy Few.
Okay.
And I was like, if I was kissed upon like a little wee baby and blessed, I would like Elton John to do one song. Just one song. That's just one little inky bitty one. And you know, the animation, because it's gonna be very fluid. It's gonna be not like it's gonna be hand drawn. I'm not gonna be like, it's going to be on paper. It's just which is not important, but it's very fluid. It's very lively. There's musical numbers with dancing. There's music. There's the colors. There's just so much with Sunnydale. I feel like with the right amount of money, oh my God, are you kidding me? We're all gonna have a good time. I will make sure you have a good time. And I want to hire. There's people who I've thought about for voices.
Okay.
I haven't for instance, I will say Miles Luna was my biggest inspiration for Jack in terms of voice. I remember I was watching Camp when I was designing him anyways. So Miles Luna being one of them, probably or Alex Brightman for Jack.
Okay.
Of course, because of the energy. And then I have one for Felix. I have a couple for Felix, but like I said earlier in your podcast, I'm a very bimbo with names. But yeah, I would say if I had that opportunity, Sunnydale, hands down, no questions asked. I would be able to do everything I've ever wanted to do. And then we could probably at some point maybe actually use puppets in some segments.
There you
puppets. Go. Maybe at some point, I don't know. Rennie is crazy and maybe wants to do stop motion in some scenes. Who knows, right? Like, I won't say what, and I won't say what it is. But there's just so much, again, like experimental animation would be definitely part of it for that psychedelicness and other scenes that can help elevate the story. Definitely that money would help.
There you go. There you go. Trust me, I'm pretty sure with the more you describe it and how much you're going to invest in it more than anything else, I'm pretty sure every penny will be worth it.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God, you're so nice. Ever since I came to this fucking podcast, it's just been smiles with me. You demon! You making me smile and stuff. I'll get you.
I'm sorry that I try to elevate incredible artists. Okay, if that makes you, if that leads you to have a smile the entire time, I think I'm doing something right.
Well, I'm having a fucking-tastic time, my guy.
Well, I'm glad you are. That means I'm doing something right, right?
You are totally righteous in my book, and I love it.
But sadly, I might have to bring down the vibes with this next question. Sadly, we gotta get down from the dream scenario. We gotta get back to reality. And I'll ask the ever so generic question. Where do you hope to see yourself, say, 5 to 10 years from now?
In a steady job in the industry, making a nice income where I'm comfortable, living on my own with a dog in a nice bathtub.
There you go.
Having some good snacks and just living life, honestly, just helping tell the stories wherever the journey takes me.
There you go.
That's where I hope to be.
Yeah, because I didn't realize, I didn't emphasize this earlier, but like you talked about it for a little bit. You've only just recently like graduated when it comes to animation. Like you're only like really starting to go like headfirst into this industry. Like it has to be both like exciting, but also like almost nerve-wracking to finally be able to be a part of this.
As I laugh nervously. Oh boy, it is exciting. I'm like, oh boy, who's gonna take me? Where am I gonna go? But also at the same time, like, oh geez, okay, I'm starting. I feel like, you know what it feels like? It feels like that feeling of starting high school, freshman year, and you're walking through the auditorium, and all the seniors are like, boo! But no one's really booing you. It's just like that daunting feeling of, oh god, I'm with the big boys. Oh jeez, I'm scared, Scoob. And Scooby's like, Raggy. So, that's the feeling I get right now. But it's exciting. I will say it's more exciting than anything. It's daunting because I'm like, oh geez, okay, well, this is happening. I've talked about this for years. It's happening, but it's also exciting because I'm like, it's finally happening. It's just like, I did it. Like I didn't. Not that I landed a job just yet, but which I'm not too worried about because, I let the universe take me. But
there you go.
It's the fact that when I do land one, it's going to be incredible. And I'm so excited. Whatever show I'm a revisionist on, it's going to be a learning experience. Any production I'm on, I will take it as a learning experience for my own adventure.
Well, there you go. There you go. It's a good mentality to have more than anything else. Especially like really going into a very interesting industry, especially the past couple months. Looking at you, Warner Brothers Discovery.
Oh my god! Oh my god! What is going on? It's like you're looking. It's like your neighbor. You know what it feels like?
What's
it feels like your neighbor. Your neighbors are crazy. They have shit on the lawn, like I don't know, a burning tire, a washing machine that somehow works. I don't know, and some random junk they probably found, and they're just screaming. And you're walking outside in your robe, and you're sipping your coffee, looking over the hedge, and you're just like, "What the family doing over there?" And it's just burning more, and you're just like, burning. I see.
It's like you're looking over, just like, I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah, you're just like, but you know it's bad, and you don't want to panic, so you're just like, I'm gonna turn this way and just kind of not freak myself out because the neighbors are scaring me. And god damn it, I feel so bad for all those people. Like, Warner Brothers, what are you doing? How is one man destroying 100 years worth of history in just a matter of 2 years and speed running it in months? I don't understand. Oh my god. Like I talk about that with my friends. I'm like, this is a speed run.
No
Jesus
fucking joke.
Christ.
Like, especially just how much has been like either canceled or like fucking, you know, they shipped elsewhere or whatnot, and the only, and like, you know, pushing back certain movies or whatnot, and only releasing like 2 of this year, one of them being the most controversial movies because of all the behind the scenes BS that's been going on. Like,
That was the funniest news. I'm like, you fucked up so bad that you can only release 2 films and they're not even your most promising.
yeah.
Oh, buddy. Oh, that's rough.
Like, I'm pretty sure the only reason why they're gonna release one of them is because it's Black Adam, because it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I mean,
yeah, it's a phase. It's the celebrity phase. Who doesn't love The Rock? You know, they're just like, you guys want to see The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson? You're just like, I guess.
yeah.
Sure, I pick it over that movie, but sure. And it's so sad. I'm like, you crushed your biggest money makers. Like, what is wrong with you?
Oh my goodness. And like, especially just like seeing all the stuff that's been going on with the people behind shows that have been pulled from HBO Max, the stuff that was in development that they're canceling or whatnot. It kills me every single time I see something new.
It's so bonkers. Like, so far I had no friends affected so far, and I'm just like so blessed for them. I'm just like, oh, thank God. But like, holy shit, everyone else, I'm like, I feel like every time I read something, I have to blink and kind of process it. And I'm like, this is really happening. And it's so sad. It's so sad. Like, it's so sad for the artist, but it's so funny for the dude in charge. I'm like, you did this. You did this.
And I'm sorry we're divulging into this like way too much at this point. But I just gotta say, did you already see the report that people are already speculating that Universal is gonna buy that burning pile of mess in like 2 years?
Mergers. They're like, I feel like I'm watching an abomination try to like transform with itself. Like, you know how you have Vegeta and Goku and like their sons who like do the like transformation thing and then they're like one entity. I feel like this is just going wrong. I feel like they're trying and they just keep mutating, and it's just bro, stop.
It was like,
stop killing yourself.
It was like the first time they tried to do it and they turned into like the fat kid or whatnot for like one go.
That's what it feels like, and I'm like, wow, this is dumb.
But, you know, every time I see that, I'm just reminded of. Do you know the comedian Adam Conover?
I've heard. Okay.
Sorry, Adam Ruins Everything or whatnot.
Yes.
Okay. He was sadly a victim of his own like merger whenever like the people behind True TV or whatnot like merge with someone else or whatnot, and every time there's a new merger he pops up and is like, hey, this is why merger sucks, because they gotta do this and this and this and they don't care about this and this and this. And I'm like, it's like, thank you for doing your job, Adam, I appreciate you, love you, thank you for getting more dread.
Dude, this exactly. And you know, like I said, at this point we're just kind of watching it burn. I'm like, God damn it. All this talent. So sad. But it's okay. I mean,
there's other studios. I mean, Cartoon Network's still a thing. Disney, Netflix when they care.
When they care, yeah. Oh my God. Speaking of Netflix, I have a friend named Emmeline. I feel so bad for her. I'm going to, Emmeline Wright, Twitter, check her art out. She's super sweet and super righteous. If you like spooky stuff, check her out.
There you go.
She actually made it to, I think, almost the final round of the trainee program.
Ooh.
So yeah, and she's so excited. But with all the news going on, she's just like, bro, I finally almost made it and all this shit's happening. So dude, like, she keep like, okay, before all this shit started burning, she was so excited. She's like, guys, look, it's happening. And we're like, yay. And then now with everything crumbling, she's like, am I still gonna make it? And I'm like, bro, I believe. Listen, I'm gonna believe for you, dude.
Let's hope we make it at this point.
Exactly.
It's like me whenever I'm driving my old PT Cruiser. Oh, let's hope we make it. I just need to at least make it. Let's get there and then we'll focus on that everything else afterwards.
Exactly. And I'm just like, oh man, what an interesting time to get into animation, am I right?
You're telling me. But as a matter of fact, like this whole entire talk about animation and especially the importance of it, that actually leads into more or less the last question that I have for today's interview.
Yes.
obviously you've deeply entrenched yourself when it comes to art and animation on all sorts of different fronts and all sorts of different aspects. So
Yes.
I have to ask, how important is art, not just for you, but for the world as a whole?
I'm gonna need you to repeat yourself one more time. Sorry, Discord did a thing, and I was like, "How dare you put this question?" Yeah,
that's fair enough. How important is art, not just for you, but for the world as a whole?
it was very important. I feel like passion wise, it is what I want to do, and I know despite everything going on, I know the industry can be rough, but like I want to just tell stories. If not myself, I want to help tell those who do make it, you know? Like if those who do are able to make it to tell their story, I want to help them lift their voices to help them produce the story that they want, you know? And it's very important, you know? Like my niece, she loves art, and my mom, she's a fashion designer. My sister, she designs shirts. Art runs in my family on my mom's side.
Okay.
Well, I guess my dad's side too, because he's more musically inclined when it comes to art. But nah, art is very important, and I feel like without art, it'll make us dull, wouldn't it? It wouldn't. It's like eating gray mush. You don't know what's in the mush, but if you put some colorful stuff on the mush, you're gonna want to eat it, you know? And I feel like we as artists make things easier for people who are not in it, you know? Like with Betty Boop, like the rubber hose when they first started, it was just entertainment for adults. Like cartoon, you know, of course, cartoon's not for kids. You know, it's a type of art. It's a medium to tell a story, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And we help, here's my philosophy. I feel like art makes the world go round. It makes life easier. And even if you're like, I don't watch cartoons, they're for kids. And you're like, yeah. But you like watching Disney sometimes, hush. And it's the moment where they do watch, you know, say a cartoon in their definition. They love it. You know, like there's so many people who, including a lot of adults, who love Bluey because, yeah, it's for kids, but it's a lesson for adults. And adults can relate to it. And I feel with animation, it's like, I like describing animation as a animated storytelling, which I know but it's just like you're reading a book, right? It's like you are imagining it in your head, right?
Right.
Instead of using real people, we are creating everything from scratch within our brain to bring it to life. And that's why life's important, to help keep that creativity alive in some way, shape, or form, even if it's just a little goes a long way. And so, you know, things may be gloom and doom right now, and it's hard. It's real hard right now. But I do believe in my heart we will be okay in the end. I feel like once some things may need to crumble for it to get better, you know, and as much as that sucks to hear, I feel in the long run, we could have new stuff. But you know, out of all the indie stuff going on right now, we could have a new studio pop up from that, like how Cartoon Network and them did back in the day. You know, it's just, I guess that's what it feels like. I guess it's like we're in a cartoon animation Great Depression, and we're just rebuilding everything from the ground up. But yeah, all in all, art's very important, and we're gonna continue to keep it that way. And no matter how and what we do. I rambled.
Did I not say earlier I encourage you to ramble?
I did it for you.
Well, I appreciate that, and if I do say so, I think that is wonderfully worded, if I do say so myself.
Thank you, man.
Rini, that is all that is all the questions I have for you. I've already showered you with a whole bunch of praise, but I want to shower you with a little bit more because it's my podcast. I do what I want.
Yes.
Look, Rennie, I knew from the start that I definitely wanted you to have on the definitely wanted to have you on the podcast more than anything else. Just seeing the art you've been able to present and seeing the fun, unique flair that you kind of brought to it, the unique little concept or whatnot. I knew I wanted to just talk to you and really like divulge into your mind and truly get to like understand where you're coming from with this stuff, because you bring a lot of interesting and unique ideas to the table when it comes to just the art as a whole. Getting the chance to really sit down and talk with you, getting to really feel your energy more than anything else. I don't know what expectations I really had with this interview, but you greatly exceeded them immensely. All right. Like this was, yes, absolutely. It has been wonderful to get to really know you. It has been wonderful to know where you were coming from. And if I wasn't already excited before for what you are producing or whatnot, I am more than amped right now for every single step you're going to be taking from here on out, because I definitely want to see you succeed and do incredible stuff, especially with Sunnydale, but just in general. I'm ecstatic to see where you go from here. So the long and the short of it, more than anything else, I just want to say thank you for what you do. Thank you for putting in the time and effort to put yourself out there like this. I am sincerely excited to see where you go from here, and I sincerely hope you get every incredible opportunity possible. So thank you.
God, you did it! You're making me all misty-eyed. Jeez, Scoob. Oh no, seriously, sorry, I've always wanted to do a podcast, and I've just scratched this off of my list. You've been fan-fucking-tastic, my guy. The whole hour has just been like, honestly, I could do like a 3-hour podcast with you if I really wanted to. Like, this is just your energy. We're just bouncing just like a little bunch of squeebs, and I love it. It's yes.
Hey, if you want us to like start like a separate podcast or whatnot, like we could do like the Sunnycast or whatnot or something along the lines of that. Like I'd be more than happy to do just like random like just bullshit podcasts. Why not?
Oh my God. Hey, you. Don't throw ideas, because that's dangerous. You're giving this. You see my icon? Look at me. Look at me in my tired rat eyes. I'm going to run with this idea. I swear to God, like a little rat.
Keep in touch. God. We can definitely make some stuff happen.
Yes, we will. Yes.
I definitely gotta bring Tipsy on board for it as well, because I know the energy that she could bring as well is something totally different.
Oh shit, dude! Yes. You know what? I'm down.
Okay.
Let's just say I'm down. Yeah.
Okay. I'm down. It's something that we'll work on it. How about that? We'll construct this idea. We'll make this a reality.
Yes, we'll just see what sticks. We'll throw it to the wind and see what comes back.
But if nothing else, I'm glad that I could be the first podcast opportunity, because I can tell you right now, you were an incredible guest to have on. Thank you once again for your time and being here.
Yeah, man, anytime. And if you ever want me back, I'm down.
Hey, I'll tell you what. If you decide to keep developing more with Sunnydale and whatever this side project is or whatnot, you have an open invitation to come back on here.
Finally. I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna steal your podcast. I'm gonna call it the Sunny Podcast, and they're gonna be like, "What happened to the other dude?" I'm like, "What other dude? It's always been me."
Okay. This is where I'm going to have to put some limitations here when it comes to this stuff. I appreciate you coming on the podcast, and yes, this episode is as much your episode as it is mine or whatnot. But this is my baby. You stay away from it.
Oh no! Oh jeez! You're right. You know what? You're right. I crossed the line. I really just wanted it.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll get your own podcast. We'll get this nice and set up, and we'll get you working on it. We got this for you. Okay.
Oh my God! Well, thank you. Thank you very much, my good man. Thank you.
You're most certainly welcome, if I do say so. Indubitably. For those who may not already be following you and showcasing the love for your stuff like I have been, go ahead and plug your stuff for the people at home.
Oh, sorry. I was like, me? I thought you were doing like an outro. My brain did a thing.
You'll know when I did the outro, but
like, I don't know what my brain just did. Okay, so I plug myself in. Okay, yes. Well, if you want to follow me or see what I'm up to or see any Sunnydale shenanigan wagonins, you can follow me on Twitter at Trini. And I think my Instagram. Oh gosh, I'm ruining my own clip, my own thing. Trini Tune on Instagram. But yeah, until then, one day on YouTube soon.
There
So
you
yeah,
go.
until then, hi.
If nothing else, definitely
Come, come check it out.
if nothing else, keep your ears close to the ground for the eventual Sunny cast.
Yes.
Do you have any final words before we sign off?
Anything? Well, I would say that anyone who does listen to this and is struggling with their own projects, and you're just like, but I want to make it now. I want to animate it now. And you're like, bro, just relax. Just enjoy the ride with your own project and watch it grow. Because nothing is better than watching your project grow and comparing your first designs to now. And it's just like, wow, my babies, they're in college now. So just enjoy the ride. Don't ever feel pressure to need to put your stuff out there. There's always going to be other people posting your stuff out there before you, and something may be similar. There's something I'm struggling with right now as it is, but just do it anyways. Your voice will make a difference, and just be patient with yourself. I will say this as someone who's learning patience with myself. Patience, my child. Just treat it well. Kiss it good night. You want to laugh? Laugh.
I was laughing, okay? Don't have to tell me to laugh, okay?
I did.
I think those are wonderful words to end on, and if I do say so myself, all I have left to say is for the people at home, hasta luego, mi amigos.
Bye-bye.
Tell me what's wrong, tell me it's parts in motion. Sing me a song, tell me your eyes can all open. Show me it all, pick me up in the car you drove when you used to call. Show me it all.
Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If this is your first time listening, I greatly do appreciate it, and I sincerely hope you enjoyed. Triniecia was a fucking incredible guest. Jesus, the energy that you brought, Trini. I just, oh my god, you are incredible. I fucking love that. And good lord, I am excited for whatever interactions we have next. No, it was fun. I greatly do appreciate you taking the time to do this. This was a great experience. I'm just excited for you guys more than anything else. With some of the guests I'm bringing on and some of the things that I have planned, the things that I want to do more than anything else, I'm just excited for you guys. Because I got some great stuff in the works. I got some great guests. You guys are going to fucking love it. Just straight up. Like, hopefully today's episode was a good example of that. But man, it's gonna be some fun. It's gonna be some cool stuff. I don't really have much for you guys today. You know, it's been things have started to calm down a lot on my end, thankfully, and hopefully things are going well for you as well. You know, I get it. Life happens. Trust me, life had been happening for me for months. But hopefully things are going well for you guys. You're getting the opportunity to truly have some fun, truly relax, and truly be yourselves. That is all I hope for at the end of the day. So with this last little bit, I'll leave you guys this. Just enjoy yourself. Enjoy your best life as best as you can. This is the only life that you get to truly have. So enjoy it to the fullest. Enjoy it as much as you can. Do whatever you want. Be with whoever you want. Like, just have fun. Truly enjoy it. And hopefully, like, especially if it has to do with art or whatnot, fucking produce some incredible stuff that you enjoy. You deserve happiness at the end of the day, more than anything else. So go forth and find that happiness.